Today, I'd like to introduce a system that could potentially revolutionize on-campus laundry. Laundry is something we all have to do. It's a necessary chore that takes time that would otherwise be spent studying or socializing. To add insult to injury, oftentimes this chore takes longer than it needs to. Most students report that they routinely wait for a washer and dryer to become available. And most of the time, the washer or dryer isn't actually being used. The cycle is finished, but the content's owner is nowhere to be found. Sitting around to wait for our laundry to be done is not really something most of us do. We go off and do other things while the washer and dryer do their job. We have a solution, the SUD siren. By hooking the washer and dryer units to a vibration sensor, we will be able to notify the user via text or email when the cycle is complete. At first, we thought maybe outsourcing the solution would be our best bet, so we looked into some other systems like the Wash Alert system. It's being used by several universities around the country. It's a very sophisticated system. It works really well. It's also really expensive. The parts alone were about $300 per machine, and that's if you have a certain type of machine. So if you don't have, say, a Speed Queen with quantum capability, then you'd have to go get a new machine in order to even use the Wash Alert system. It got really expensive. So we decided to create a system of our own that we call the SUD siren. Here's how our system works. You start with an Arduino, which is essentially a little mini computer, similar to the computer in your phone. And then you can hook that Arduino up to a multiplexer in order to hook multiple washers and dryers up to the Arduino. You don't actually have to use the multiplexer for this to work, but the Arduino only has 4 inputs. So if you want more than 4 washers and dryers hooked into the Arduino, you're going to need to use a multiplexer. So say you have 16 washers or dryers in your laundry room, you're going to want to use 2 multiplexers. You would put 8 machines on each multiplexer, and then you would be able to channel all 8 machines over to a single Arduino. You could hook, since there's 4 inputs on the Arduino, you could hook up to 4 multiplexers to a single Arduino. And then each washer or dryer would have a vibration sensor attached to it that would then, so the way it would work is that when the cycle stopped, when the laundry cycle and the washer dryer stopped, the vibration would stop, and then the vibration sensor would be able to send a signal through the multiplexer up to the Arduino to let that Arduino know, little mini computer, know that the cycle had stopped. And then the Arduino would be hooked into a database that would feed an app that we would create. The user, prior to starting the load, would alert the app that they are about to use a specific washer or dryer, and then when the cycle is complete, the app would then send a text or email to the user so that they would know that it's time to come switch out their laundry. Let's talk about the parts that we'd be using for a little bit. The Arduino, as we mentioned earlier, is essentially a little mini computer we could hide somewhere in the laundry room. They aren't very expensive. You can purchase one for about $20 off of Amazon. And then you could hook up to 4 multiplexers to it. This multiplexer is about $2. So again, not very expensive. And again, the purpose of the multiplexer is to be able to, since there's only 4 inputs to the Arduino, the purpose of the multiplexer is to hook multiple machines, more than 4 machines, up to the single Arduino. And then each machine would need a vibration sensor. And these, if you buy them in bulk and aren't too concerned about shipping time, these are about 85 cents a piece from AliExpress. So if you are concerned about shipping time, you're looking at about $5 a piece, but as long as you're not worried about shipping time, you can get these fairly inexpensively also. Of course, each washer and dryer would need its own vibration sensor, but altogether, the parts for a single laundry room wouldn't be very expensive. You're probably looking at about $80 for a large laundry room. And then if we create the app in-house, that wouldn't be very expensive either. I expect it would take us about, say, 2 weeks to create the app and a working prototype, and then maybe another 2 weeks to a month to work out all the bugs. So within a couple months, we could have an on-campus laundry room equipped with the sud siren, an actual working sud siren. I think that would just be amazing. I mean, think about it. I recommend that we implement the sud siren system as soon as possible. The cost is relatively minimal, the payoff extremely enticing. I know several students who would definitely appreciate it.